Join me at this table, Alexei Stanislawski, who is CEO of Maat.ai. I'm also joined with Sean Merat, who is CEO at All. Thank you for having accepted our invitation.
Thank you.
Thank you. So my first question is to Alexis.
Yeah.
And what is your company's offering?
Okay. What is the company offering? It's offering a solution for people to get back in control of their personal information. The problem that we're trying to solve is privacy. Right now, our digital has made us, spread our information around, and at this point, our names, our addresses, and very sensitive information about us is all over the place. So we're looking for people to get back in control.
Okay. So what is the pain point you're tackling?
Okay. The pain point right now is all the information that is out there, and there are companies that are buying it and using it for their own personal benefit. And I think our personal information should be used for our own personal benefit.
So that's a digital identity. Digital identity. What is it? What is it?
Yeah, it's digital identity. All this information comprises your identity: your name, your address, social insurance, where you were born. All these things are necessary to identify you. And right now, there's all over the place. People don't have control on that information. That's what we're trying to get.
Okay, so can you give me an example of a use case, for example?
Absolutely.
What would a typical use case using?
Okay, absolutely. So one of our clients, for example, right now is using it to give credit cards to their users. So now when people go to the branch, they already have the information loaded in their wallet. So they get the app, they download it, they upload their personal information, do a facial recognition test. Therefore, when they want access to their financial services, it's easier, it's quicker, and it's more private.
Okay. And at AOL, what do you do?
AOL? I wish it was. No, I don't actually. So I'll tell you the problem and I'll tell you what we do, right? So the problem that we're solving is, today, the banks and the insurers really have no data on their customers. So when you, for example, want to go get life insurance, what do they know about you? Not much, right? So they ask you the same questions, you fill out the same forms. Your experience is the same as mine. We're going to be pitched the same products. At the same time, fraud is incredibly high. When you look at this sectors of every other industry, financial institutions have the highest fraud, right? So what we do is, in a fully compliant manner, we aggregate data on individuals. We build a profile of that customer in real time, and we allow the financial institutions to serve them better. The ways we do that, we have three different solutions. One is onboarding. So a process that takes 17 minutes to 22 minutes, we shorten it to 3 to 4 minutes because now we have data on the customers. We don't ask a lot of that question. So that form looks different, right? We do enhanced due diligence, which is a form of KYC. That again, it takes 7 hours plus for financial institutions. We do that in minutes.
So who are your customers now?
So we have some of the largest financial institutions. We have the largest reinsurer in the world, Munich Re. We have the largest bank in Canada. We have the Toronto Stock Exchange, and many more. So.
And you are your customers?
Customers, well, we've been here in Canada for a couple of months. We started in Mexico City, and in Mexico City, that's what we're doing. We're onboarding over 16,000 people, and we're working with the largest banks as well, Scotiabank in Mexico, a couple of public banks, fintechs even. Everyone in the financial sector needs to identify people and need information to make decisions.
And what do you do to attract clients? I mean, what is your customer acquisition strategy?
Okay. So right now it's a very hot topic. So, a lot of banks have been having issues and scandals. So they're all actively looking. I think that's one of the good advantages of what we're building. But on the other hand, it's getting to associations has really helped us, right? And since it's regulatory and they have compliance issues, you approach them through that, right? And you lower their compliance costs, or you get to the regulators. And you tell them, listen, talk to the people that come to you that with these issues and try to present this as a possible solution.
Okay. Do you have a different acquisition strategy?
It's fairly similar. We find that when we approach the business units that we're trying to sell to, obviously there's a lot of cost savings that are in play, but we build our business case to have the upside calculated in it, right? So it's obviously it's like, yes, we're going to shrink. You have 75 people, we're going to shrink it to 11 people. We're going to clear your backlog, but the real business case that we build is that now you can onboard your customers. When a business comes through, you can have it out in 1 minute. You can do hundreds more per month, for example.
What is your monetization strategy? How do you make money then?
But we charge the receiving party, so for example, the bank or the insurer, money because precisely we're saving them costs.
Is the same thing for you?
So we have an annual license. We charge them X amount of dollars per year, recurring, and then that gives them an amount of usage. Anything above that usage, we charge them per transaction.
Okay. And how do you structure your company? What kind of workers or associates do you have? You have data and analysts?
Absolutely. This is very big. You need a very strong legal component because it's compliance.
Yeah, sure.
You've got to comply. You're helping your clients comply with very strict regulations. I mean, banking and public, when they try to go public in the stock exchange and stuff. So you need that, and also comply with privacy, GDPR. So it's very heavy on that. You also need a very heavy tech team because you're very subject to attacks, and privacy needs a very distinct infrastructure. But then you also need a very human side of things. That's what I think it's something that's helped us a lot. When you get too technical on the technology or on the legal, people don't really connect or they don't understand. So you need a very human aspect of it as well to communicate and for engaging
And what are
with
the
people.
technologies?
I like that human aspect. That's
Human
nice.
aspect?
It's good. Yeah.
Why?
It's something that's often forgotten. When you're in our sector, we have it all the time. We have we call it developer design. Where your engineers, they design something that to them it makes sense and it doesn't.
For the user, no.
But to the user it doesn't make sense. But that human element is what really brings everything to life, right?
Yeah,
It adds
sure.
color to it.
Yeah, sure. And what are the technologies that you use to build the app with the solution?
Okay, so we have a permission blockchain. I think that's a very interesting part of it. You trace every transaction you have in the document. So that is for GDPR, that is like a best practice, always knowing where your information is. And that's where the use of the blockchain. But we use servers that are compliant with PCI. We use all the servers are separate. Like every user has a different vault and a different cloud. Facial recognition, obviously, cryptographic keys, and very heavily encrypted passwords.
Is it similar for you?
So we have a very end-to-end encrypted, guys, similar. We have end-to-end encrypted platform. We remain compliant by never sending the encryption key to the servers. We have a key management system for our clients, and we remain a zero-knowledge platform. The reason why we've been able to pass procurement so quickly is, InfoSec, IT, legal will not cause concerns with any of them.
Okay. Have you considered any cybersecurity challenges in your approach to the solution?
Absolutely, we're always getting other people to attack us. I think it's an arms race. When you get into cyber, right?
Yeah.
It's always an arms race. You need the best people.
Yeah, you have to. This is one of the main points, right? At the end of the day, in our industry, banks and insurers are putting their reputation in your hands, and their reputation is worth not thousands, not millions, but tens of billions of dollars. One data breach costs a bank $70 billion, right? So that we have to take it very seriously.
What are the next steps for you?
Next steps. Well, we are we're penetrating Mexico very quickly and very successfully, but we see an opportunity in Canada. Canada is very sensitive in privacy. People are very educated, very aware. So we are trying to understand it better and find ways to connect, for example, with banks here, because I see digital identity kind of like a payment system, right? There's not like one solution from end to end. You have the bank that sends the money, and then you got Visa and MasterCard there, and then you get the point of sale and the receiving bank. So I think it's a sum. If we're still in the infancy of this, so if it's got to work, I think it's going to be a sum and different kinds of verification, get the government involved. So just working on it and see what the best way to collaborate is.
Alexei and Sean, it was great having you.
Awesome. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.